All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Thorzain and Happy taking place here on Echo Isle. Casting a normal BattleNet ladder game today because, well, the WarCraft 3, the NetEase servers are currently under maintenance, thereby making it difficult or impossible for me to launch the other version of WarCraft 3. Anyways, this is going to be a human versus undead matchup going on right now. Happy spawning as the red undead player over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Thorzain spawning as the light blue human over here on the top right. We are going to have a human versus undead matchup here, and this is interesting. This is a delayed blacksmith into a barracks followed by a delayed altar of kings, and this normally means that it is going to be a tavern hero with riflemen. You guys should have noticed that very early on. The delayed blacksmith early lumber is necessary to be able to get all of these buildings down. And, well, because you are going to be delaying your Altar of Kings, it actually works well to go for a Tavern Hero. Now, I have used a strategy similar to this, but where I went for Mountain King instead. Mountain King is able to pick off and stun units, allowing the Rifleman to follow up. But this strategy would only work if his opponent is really going for ghouls. We can take a look. Happy is going for instead Crypt Fiends. There are going to be a handful of ghouls necessary for that lumber harvesting early on, but I don't believe there's going to be a large number of ghouls in this matchup. Meanwhile, down over here, Happy summoning up an Acolyte, going to do a little bit of scouting. Is it going to attack sheep? Acolytes don't like critters on the map, and it's going to go ahead and see a Paladin first. Alright, so it is going to be Paladin Rifleman going up against Death Knight Crypt Fiends. Very interesting build, as both sides are going to have very, very similar openings. You can also take a look at Thorzain's opening here. Rather long way away from all of the buildings here. Normally you build arms and extensions away from the town hall. Instead, you're building almost like tier walls, like the walls of Minas Tirith, having multiple lines of walls, making it difficult to get in further and further. Acolyte gonna be pushed back here. Death Knight off to the north, using skeletal minions to do much of that creeping. Not using those skeletal minions now. Let's take a look. Purposely aggroing the creep to pull aggro off. The skeletal minions will be maximizing their damage once more. It looks as though it will get taken down here in just a moment. Forest Troll Trapper will get finished off, and the Death Knight, well, already on its way over. Acolyte making its way off to the north here. There is Paladin out onto the field. Militia gonna do a good, easy job trying to heal up all of these units, as you see a quick Holy Light there, saving that low hit point Militia. Those militia will be bagging up here in just a moment. Death Knight, let's take a look. Rifleman could try and fire back here. As you can see, a Holy Light onto a unit. Rifleman could now start to turn back around, and the Rifleman do deal a bit of burst damage rather quickly. There it goes. The skeletal minion was trying to go for the deny. However, that 14 to 15 damage, not high enough. Scout Tower has not started upgrading to tier 2, most likely waiting for 210 to get into tier 2 on the Town Hall, followed by the Scout Tower. Arcane Tower is going to be necessary, but all of the Rod of Necromancy charges have been used. Thorzain knows this, and he can delay that Scout Tower just a little bit. Sometimes you want to go for that Town Hall or the tier 2 before the Town Hall, but knowing that, well, all of those skeletal minions are pretty much now gone, and you're not going to really be forced to fight them, it gives him a little bit of time. Paladin gonna make its way down across here. Devotion Aura does give additional 2 armor across all units. Meanwhile, Crypt Fiend shows up to the party, and this is always a question that I've had. The Devotion Aura only is effective when your units are taking damage. One of the reasons why I feel like Devotion Aura is one of the weakest out of all of the auras. Unholy Aura, it is always effective. You are always healing unless you are maxed out on full, so that aura is affecting multiple units at a time. Meanwhile, what is happening here? Oh, let's take a look at this Death Knight. Could try and engage. There's an ensnare and a little bit of an unlucky break as the Death Knight may try to make its way over. All right, Rifleman, what's going on here? Murloc, Nightcrawler, Death Knight now going to make its way back down to the south here. as the Rifleman still making its way over. Death Knight could easily aggro some more creeps again, and once again, a Rifleman getting ensnared here, getting caught in an unfortunate position. Meanwhile, the Death Knight still does not have Unholy Aura and will be forced to retreat. Ogre Magi, multiple ensnares, good use by Happy to aggro all of the creeps onto those Riflemen, and the Riflemen could end up getting taken down. Death Knight is low, well, full on mana. We're going to see a Holy Light onto that Rifleman relatively soon. We should be looking at it. You do not want the cooldown to be lasting far too long, as the Riflemen are just doing a little bit of stutter stepping to try and add in more damage onto that Death Knight. Going back around the other way, the Paladin going after the Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends will be looking to back up once more. And once again, this is where I say, well, that an Unholy Aura would allow multiple units to be able to escape quickly. Meanwhile, Rifleman units taking damage, getting a benefit, but if your opponent has any real sign of focus firing, well, at most you're going to have 2 to 3 units under the useful effect of that aura at a given time, as opposed to, say, endurance aura, movement speed and attack speed. As long as you're moving and attacking, well, that benefit is there. Heading back off to the north here, both sides going to their respective corners, going to be looking to do a little bit of additional creeping. Meanwhile, you can see those Riflemen bursting down that damage quickly. Paladin gets up to level, or Paladin gets a Potion of Greater Mana, should be able to Holy Light some units here very easily. Once it gets to level 3, Tome of Intelligence will be picked up here, as we are going to be going into a Lich. Is the Lich actually going to get caught off guard? This could be bad news. There's the Lich right there. Is it going to get turned back around? Lich is not spotted by the Paladin or its Rifleman, as the Lich decides to double back away. All right, this could be a little bit of bad news here. Paladin, what is it going to try and follow up and do? One Rifleman, Death Knight, all of these units are going to spot this here. Holy Light could be coming on, and, well, Holy Light not in time. Perhaps the Frost Nova did, in fact, get the final shot off there, as the Lich is on the board with some experience. Lich does not have a Rod of Necromancy, does have Gloves of Haste, though, so that will come in handy once we go into that Orb of Corruption. All right, units now looking to make their way back out again. This low hit point Rifleman most likely will get Holy Lighted, needs to get Holy Light. There you go. It looks as though the Lich was trying to get into position to Frost Nova and was unable to do so. Blood Mage now comes back around the other way, so we're going into a bit of a Blood Mage strategy, Blood Mage mana battery strategy, as the Blood Mage could siphon mana very easily. And what is going on here? There's the siphon mana. Lich going to be out of mana here. Holy Light onto that one low hit point, as the, well, focus fire on multiple units going to cause problems. All right, let's take a look at this here. Death Knight down to 160 hit points. It could end up getting taken down. Holy Light saves the Rifleman there. Rifleman going to continue to do target practice against those skeletal minions. Good timing on the Scroll of Town Portal. The Paladin was in mid-animation to get off a Holy Light onto that Death Knight before the invulnerability kicked in. Paladin sitting at 500 hit points. You can see Scroll of Regeneration across multiple units here. Supply count 45 over 48 compared to 36 over 50. 50, however, is at tier 3, and, well, Happy is in a strange spot. You would normally go into Obsidian Statues and Destroyers at this point as an Undead player. However, well, Destroyers are not going to really be altogether that useful. Meanwhile, the Paladin is fighting his way through. You're going to see more and more units getting finished off here. Is the Paladin getting that experience? Blood Mage, Death Knight did, or Lich did get a little bit of experience as well. There's that Siphon mana trying to pull it back again, as the Blood Mage now gets to level 2. Are we going to perhaps see... Oh, Dark Ranger now coming in from the back. Siphon mana from the backside as well. Silence onto the Blood Mage. Putting a stop to that. We should be looking at a Holy Light onto that. One Rifleman there in just a moment. The Paladin could try to turn around. No, decides to save a unit instead, as the units are now fighting back and forth. All right, units, piercing damage to go around. Holy Light, is it going to save that Rifleman? That Orb of Corruption causing major problems. Holy Light not going to be... Oh, Banish saves right there. The Obsidian Statue could actually be dealing bonus damage. The Paladin could really Holy Light there and really heal up 400 hit points, as the Siphon mana removing much of the mana again. All right, more fighting underway. Another Banish right there. The low hit point Riflemen are just getting saved right now. There's a Holy Light and a Scroll of Town Portal to get away. 2 Riflemen very low on hit points, and it looks like they will live to fight another day. Good use of that Banish to get those riflemen out of harm's way. You saw the attacks were incoming to try and finish them off. Meanwhile, down over here, well, this could potentially be a problem. The Blood Mage, Paladin, both of them are low on mana. Clarity Potion is being used. Thorzain does have, well, in the expansion up, but how useful is it really going to be? Skeletal Minion now looking to back off here. Let's take a look. A little bit of superficial damage. Not much really going to be coming in as the Blood Mage may try and engage right here. All right, there is a little bit of engaging for that frontline Blood Mage. Paladin looking to back up here. And with the Dark Ranger out onto the field, Thorzain going to have to be concerned about silence efficiency. When silence hits both the Blood Mage and that Paladin, well, it takes them out of the fight and drops their effectiveness drastically. You're not going to be able to save units with Banish or Holy Light, so you're going to perhaps see Thorzain purposely splitting up those heroes just a little bit more. Good thing that one is ranged and one is, well, melee. All right, Siphon mana again, trying to get as much mana all topped off into that Blood Mage there. Meanwhile, Ring of Protection +3. That Paladin already up to 10 armor at this point. Very difficult to overcome. 10 armor indeed, as that, well, lightning shielded rifleman causing a bit of problems. A little bit more healing coming back the other way. Are we going to perhaps see a Holy Light? There is a Banish onto him instead. Death Coil to follow it up. Meanwhile, we're going to see a little bit more fighting once again. Blood Mage now needs to head back off to the north here. Holy Light trying to save some units. Not working out all too well. Abomination. Well, what the Slaughterhouse doesn't train up in Obsidian or in Destroyers can train up Abominations. One of the reasons why Undead can easily go into different tech switches so quickly. The Paladin now sitting at level 4. It is going to be level 2 Devotion Aura. 12 armor now onto that Paladin. Damage is going to be difficult to shrug off as the Abomination sitting at 700 hit points, but he could get focused down very, very quickly. All right, Siphon mana there. Rifleman going to go ahead and try to do a little bit of target practice. Let's take a look. Is he going to get away? Getting down to 365 hit points. Could take a little bit more damage. Holy Light right there. Finally, Abomination goes down. Siphon mana away from the Death Knight. More fighting getting through. Riflemen trying to poke their way back. Unable to call to arms here since this is the expansion. As the Blood Mage continuing to siphon mana away from the Lich. No more real healing anywhere to go, as another Holy Light goes down to finish off a Crypt Fiend. All right, 49 supply going up against 56. Mountain King now being added. Happy does have an expansion here, and this is going to be a timely expansion to try to even things up. Death Knight now going to head off to the north here. Is it going to be able to engage? Yes, it is going to find an open expansion right for the picking. There goes some skeletal minions already as the units now try to head back. All right, Dark Ritual also being used, getting in much more mana onto that Lich. Lich with mana is very dangerous as it can pick off flee as units are trying to flee, slow them down, deal damage, and allow the rest of the army to just clean it up. Obsidian statue chasing after this Wand of Illusion Paladin. How an Illusion Paladin is actually doing a bit of scouting, I do not know. It's just an illusion. But, well, many pro players have fallen for illusions in the past. Gargantuan Sea Turtle now making its way over, trying to eat away some more units. Meanwhile, well, Paladin doing a bit of scouting here. Meanwhile, off to the north, Death Knight, Mountain King shows up to the party. Let's see what's going to be happening here. Trying to finish off the Lich. Lich should be going into a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There's the Death Coil right there. Frost Nova onto a Rifleman as Silence goes down as well. Stormbolt onto the Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend gets taken down quickly, as the Paladin and Mountain King, well, getting already into position again. Mountain King does have a Clarity Potion. He is using it. Staff of Sanctuary on that Mountain King will definitely help out as well, as that Mountain King is going to be able to save, most likely, Riflemen at this point. This is a one-trick army, so to speak. Thorzain only massing Riflemen 2-1 upgrades, but when you have this many in number and you're able to control them well, and also add in the fact that there is just so much armor on these units, well, things can go sideways very quickly. All right, units trying to head back again. The Rubian Tower causing a little bit of problems. No Workshop, though, the Workshop would have been the natural choice to get mortar teams to try and put pressure since you already have the level 2 gunpowder upgrades. Now, the Blood Mage, the Paladin, just doing a little bit of this dance here. Both sides just trying to figure out a good spot to get and get in a little bit of an advantage. That Illusion actually acting as a bit of a scout to line up the Blood Mage to siphon mana. A good way to commit to siphoning mana away from a hero while not actually sacrificing any units. Paladin now has this half a Sanctuary. Mountain King pretty much low on items. Blood Mage is going to be here ready to go. Scroll of Healing as well. 8 armor on that Blood Mage, so a very, very tough to kill hero, as the Paladin also in that category as well. Alright, Griffins now getting added in to try and stop those abominations. That is going to be the big question now. Can you bolt an abomination long enough so that, well, that actually works out well? However, the Crypt Fiends are most likely going to be getting web upgrades now. No, adding in, but are they going to actually try to go for web to web down those Griffins? Griffins do not have that armor upgrade. That's incredibly important to note, as the Blood Mage could try and siphon mana away from that Obsidian statue and, well, just try to deny a little bit of healing. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Griffin Rider, 0-1 upgrades. No additional upgrades seem to be had. More Griffins getting added. No Animal War Training upgrade that I can see at all. So the Griffin Riders are going to be rather fragile. Riflemen making their way down across over here. Let's take a look what's happening next. There is a Gargantuan Sea Turtle. That is going to be easy pickings for that Mountain King and Rifleman army. You can take a look at that, how quickly they are going to get taken down. One Griffin quickly gets ensnared. Mountain King absorbing a whole bunch of damage. Meanwhile, Skeletal Minions wandering through the base, just trying to do a little bit of scouting here. Mountain King finally sits at level 2, picks up Tome of Agility, as those units are once again be on the move. Paladin, Blood Mage now makes its move back. Mountain King sitting at level 2 with a Pendant of Energy. That is going to be very important. That Pendant of Energy on that Mountain King going to allow for many Storm Bolts, as that could potentially cause problems. Arcane Tower, you can take a look. So much damage being dealt to that lesser Dark Minion right there, finally getting taken out with a quick bit of scouting. Are we going to see some more Scrolls of Healing being added? 2 Scrolls of Healing, 3 Scrolls of Healing across all of the units. Thorzain investing heavily into items since he is so close to tier or into high upkeep. That's exactly what you want. You want to go into or just have proper items. The more items you have, it is a way to have a strong army in that next battle without actually getting heavily taxed. Griffins are now making their way back here. A little bit of a split army here, though. Thorzain has to be extremely careful. If he loses 2 or 3 Griffins out of position, that is just going to be incredibly bad news, as we now see a Scroll of Town Port. What is this? Why is he Scroll of Town Portaling? Where is he going? Scroll of Town Portaling back as the Death Knight was on its way in. All right, Blood Mage, Paladin, Mountain King here, ready to go. Let's take a look. Griffins or Crypt Fiends are looking for any Griffins that could be out of position, and they're just going to try to reset and fight again. Blood Mage could try and pick up. Is he going to pick up anything? There's the Dark Ranger all here ready to go as well. 2-1 upgrades still. No additional weapons upgrade that I can see. Nope. Level 1 a sword upgrade. So the Griffins are now going to be at 1-1. 4 Griffins. Staff of Sanctuary being used. Mountain King with plenty of healing items. What got teleported back? It is a Rifleman. That cooldown going to come into play. Blood Mage with plenty of mana here ready to go. Top dot on mana. Meanwhile, that Mountain King sitting near on max mana as well. Let's take a look. Paladin gonna try to go into position, and both sides don't want to engage in a bad spot. If they get into a bad spot and are forced to fight in a location that they do not want, say for a Crypt Fiend getting ensnared, well, that does set things back tremendously. the Devotion Aura will be preventing a little bit more damage since the Crypt Fiends are all at 3-0 upgrades. There's a Siphon Mana. There is Anti-Magic Shell as well. And so much Anti-Magic Shell. Rifleman just going, you know what? I can just go instead after all of those, go after the Abominations instead. All right, let's take a look. Siphon Mana, a Death Coil, healing back up. Perhaps the new upgraded Orb of Fire would be rather useful, preventing the Death Knight from being able to get a big Death Coil off onto any of those units as 2 Abominations have fallen. All right, Scroll of Healing quickly being used. Are we going to see another Scroll of Healing being used as well? Holy Light, there's a Scroll of Healing to save a Crypt Fiend, or to save a Griffin. I believe it would have been better to use the Holy Light right there, as the Blood Mage still good on mana. Gonna try to finish off some more units again. Paladin still in good spot. Death Coil saves a Crypt Fiend as each unit is just trying to back up further and further. Mountain King's good on mana. Holy Light gonna continue to try and save. It looks as though Obsidian Statue could get taken down, and a Griffin Rider ends up surviving. You should really Holy Light while the unit is banished. It does heal for double, and that would all of a sudden heal that guy for 800 hit points, or close to 800 hit points, if not 800, and, well, really top him off. All right, Holy Light finishes off a Crypt Fiend, so I guess he's counting deaths as opposed to counting saves. Stormbolt finishing off a Crypt Fiend there. Death Coil, no, at the last possible moment, as there is another Death Coil there. Holy Light, however, still finishes the job as the Mountain King now gets in a big clap. Griffins now coming in to join in on the fight. Let's take a look. Paladin continuing to Holy Light units. Are we going to see more Siphon Mana away as the Griffins are going to get picked off? The problem now, though, is that the majority of the Abominations have been taken out, save for one. And, well, the Griffins have pretty much already done their purpose, broken that very front line. Banshees now getting added. Mountain King, is it going to try to Thunderclap right here? Siphon Mana. Paladin is in position. Holy Light saves a unit. Mountain King trying to get away. Let's take a look who's going to be able to chase faster. Death Knight with that Unholy Aura moving across the map so quickly. Siphon Mana away again, as the Blood Mage is now down to 83. All right, continuing to fight their way back. Let's take a look. It looks as though that Rifleman will get taken down. And who is now in the lead? Level 3, 82 supply compared to 63. Thorzain has the larger army, but was forced to retreat. So right now, he is losing resources per second compared to his opponent because of the way things are being mined. 22 minutes into this game so far. Thorzain going up against Happy. Happy doing a great job just staying alive right now, trading very efficiently. Thorzain hasn't really deviated from his game plan. As we take a look at it, a couple peasants will get taken out to try and free up some supply. Perhaps 1 or 2 more peasants will get taken down. There they go. Another rifleman could get added in here. 80. No, it's going to be another griffin. Again, another 2 griffins. Still no animal war training. No, animal war training has been done now. 2 upgrades on the rifleman compared to the Crypt Fiends, who are now sitting at 3-0. All right, unit's going to head off to the north here. Crypt Fiends all here, ready to go. Where are they going to be going next? Banshees are lined up. If the Banshees, well, if those Crypt Fiends are able to web down a Griffin, the Banshees can in fact possess them, and that would really turn the tides, or turn the tide there. Let's take a look. Also, a handful of obsidian statues. Those could get picked off very quickly as well. You have to be very careful. The Griffins can easily just try to dive bomb onto an obsidian statue and just burst it down because it does have heavy armor. All right, last 2 Griffins joining in on the fight. Supply count 78 compared to what I have to believe is pretty much 80 on the money, as we're going to look at the fight here. All right, well, so much anti-magic shell. That is going to be the issue. Blood Mage now looking to back up here. Who is going to really come out on top? Death Knight and the Crypt Fiends are both taking seriously reduced damage from the riflemen because of that medium armor. Griffin Riders are not going to be dealing that much damage either to those units. The weak units are going to be the obsidian statues and banshees, followed by those abominations. However, the banshees are most likely going to be in the backfield, followed by those obsidian statues who really should not be trying to lead the charge. All right, Rifleman. Oh, Siphon Mana away. Are we going to see a silence? No, we are not. Trying to go after all of those units right there. Let's take a look. Anti-Magic Shell. There's a Frost Nova. Thorzain may have been trying to use this strategy a bit too long and could be coming to an end. There it goes. More units are falling down quickly. Level 4 now on the Lich. Thunderclap trying to absorb or push through a lot of damage. Abomination's going to get focused down here very quick. Griffin Riders can focus that down. There's a Thunderclap. It does absorb the damage, the anti-magic shell, but the slow movement and the slow attack still a big issue. Griffin Riders getting finished off one by one. Rifleman trying to fight back here. There goes another Banshee, and perhaps the Obsidian statues should have been focused down a little bit earlier. They're providing a lot of healing as the Riflemen, well, are just cursed and missing their targets. Both sides losing a lot of units right now. Let's take a look. There goes another Crypt Fiend. Lich does have a Ring of Regeneration, and Potion of Lesser Invulnerability has been used. Meanwhile, Mountain King sitting at level 3 still. Paladin at level 5 going to try and push back the other way, and it looks like Thorzain is going to inch out in this battle. There's a Stormbolt onto an Abomination. All right, it looks as though it's going to get taken down. There it goes. Wanting to make sure no Death Coil was on its way in. Siphon Mana, giving mana back to that Paladin right there. And we'll see what the follow-up play will be next. All right. 65 supply compared to 54. Happy is definitely now behind. Are we going to perhaps see a little bit of healing, scrolls of healing being, well, picked up in order to be shared? Rifleman low on hit points. More Siphon Mana onto perhaps that Rifleman there. Do we have... Wow, I can't believe that one Rifleman has not been Staff of Sanctuaried back at this point, as the Mountain King now trying to get into position. All right, Stormbolt onto a Banshee. Banshee could easily get finished off. There's a Thunderclap finishing off some big units there. There goes one Obsidian statue. Another Obsidian statue could have been taken down. No luck there. Blood Mage perhaps going to Siphon Mana away again, finishing off some more Crypt Fiends. Units are getting just choked up on all of each other, and as it looks like Thorzain is going to come out with the victory. Mountain King, well, going after, once again, after that Obsidian statue. There's a clap once more, slowing all of those units down. Siphon Mana away from that Lich. Lich not going to be able to do very much. Blood Mage siphoning out much of that mana as you see a Stormbolt go down into the Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend, however, gets a Death Coil and an Anti-Magic Shell for good measure to try and stay alive. Riflemen shooting their way out of this battle and doing a great job once more. Paladin now trying to make its way off to the north. Let's take a look next. Mountain King is going to be able to finish off any of those units. Let Mountain King leading in very, very deep, sitting at 40 mana. Paladin does have a Holy Light to give, and it has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Should be able to do exactly this. Siphon Mana, removing it all away. Holy Light saves a Griffin Rider. It looks as though a Crypt Fiend could get taken down. No, down to 57 hit points, but staying on Blight definitely helps. All right, Griffin Rider down to 700, 800 hit points. Siphon Mana away from the Death Knight. Death Knight, well, Death Knight giving mana essentially to that Paladin to keep the army well hydrated and well topped off in terms of hit points. Mountain King now down to, what, 74 mana. Could have another Stormbolt coming in as well. All right, trying to finish off all of those units. Mountain King is going to throw a Stormbolt. No, it will not. Units trying to head back every which way. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary? Yes. No, just another Holy Light there. Death Knight now going to lead the charge as this one Griffin Rider, well, got caught out in open field again. Trying to finish off more units. Crypt Fiend not going to be saved. Mountain King now at 4 as we are looking at units trying to back up once again. Mountain King getting up to 260 mana in pretty much the blink of an eye. Let's take a look at this. Well, taking a lot of damage into that front side. However, the Griffins are now chasing after the Death Knight. Death Knight now in serious trouble. Holy Light saving another Griffin Rider here. The Obsidian statues, well, now that they are that low on hit points and mana, well, you should still focus them with those Griffin Riders if you can get them into the position. All right, Stormbolt onto a Banshee. There goes one more. Griffin Riders going straight after another Obsidian statue. Is going to be able to hit it. No, it will not, as the Black Citadel starts to target some Griffin Riders away as well. All right, Holy Light, is it going to try and save here? Paladin going to continue to fight once more. Crypt Fiend's taken down, but I believe Happy is going to end up losing this particular battle. Are we going to see a Holy Light? No. Staff of Sanctuary saves. Griffin getting webbed back down. It looks like it could get taken out again. Holy Light saves once more as the Knight now turns back around to try and fight. Mountain King does have enough mana for a Stormbolt. Goes after the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger down to 500 some odd hit points, but is not going to get chased. Meanwhile, only 1 minute of mining left at the expansion. Meanwhile, still plenty of mining for Happy. If somehow Happy can hold this, which would be absolutely amazing if he can hold this at this point, well, he will have a little bit more gold than his opponent. There's that Holy Light healing pretty much for all of the hit points there. Meanwhile, Obsidian Statue getting picked off in the back by a Griffin Rider looking to just regroup with the rest of the army. All right, going after that Obsidian Statue. One Griffin Rider attack dealing nearly 100 points of damage as the Paladin and Rifleman show back up to the party to, well, try to finish things off. One Knight in that front line. 1-0 upgrades. Holy Light could try and save this Knight here. More damage just getting absorbed. Let's take a look back down to the south. Crypt Fiends are going to try to get into position. Are we going to see a Holy Light? No Holy Light. Big burst damage instead. Another Rifleman gets taken down. What is Thorzain doing right now? He cannot afford to lose units at such a quick pace as we're taking a look at some of these units getting taken out here. Griffin Riders going after the Dark Ranger. Obsidian Statue would have been an easier target to try and chase for those Griffin Riders as more Griffin Riders show up to the party. Curse going all the way around. Siphon Mana, Death Knight getting surrounded. Gonna have a bad time. Let's take a look. Obsidian Statue, well, down to 193 hit points. Could have gotten taken down. Trying to go after some of those units. There's a Holy Light. Finishes off a unit there. And that is gonna be the game. Happy throws the GG as, well, Thorzain takes it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.